everyone, myself Shanti, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Data Science and Cybersecurity in MLR Institute of Technology. Today my topic is role of lexical analyzer. Here I am going to discuss the functionality of lexical analysis, the separation of lexical analysis from syntax analysis, tokens, lexemes and patterns, lexical analysis, lexical errors and recovery mechanisms. So these are the four topics that comes under the role of lexical analyzer. So here, what is the role of what is a lexical analysis? So the lexical analysis is nothing but it is the first phase of the compiler. The phases of compiler or the compilation process, the lexical analysis is the first phase of the compiler. So the main task of these lexical analysis is nothing but it reads the character. To read the input character and produce a sequence of tokens. So nothing but there is a source code is present in the phase of in the lexical analysis. The lexical analysis reads the input character by character and produces output as a sequence of tokens. It produces the output as a sequence of tokens. These sequence of tokens that the parser uses for syntax analysis. I told that the lexical analysis is the first phase of the compiler. So this is lexical analysis is the first phase of the compiler. So the next one is the syntax analysis is the second phase of the compiler. The next one is the semantic analysis is the third phase. And the fourth one is the intermediate code generator as the fourth phase. Code optimization is the fifth phase. And code generation is the sixth phase of the compiler. So here the lexical analysis reads the source program character by character and produces output as sequence of tokens. From these lexical analysis, we are going to get the output as a sequence of tokens. These sequence of tokens is given as an input to the syntax analysis. This syntax analysis, we can also call it as a parser. The parser uses for the syntax analysis. This sequence of tokens is given as an input to the syntax analysis, or we can also call this as a parser. So here let us see the lexical analyzer and this is the parser. We can also call this lexical analyzer as a scanner and this parser we can also call it as a syntax analysis. Syntax analysis. So the lexical analyzer reads the reads the source code, reads the input character by character, and it generates a token. So this it generates the token, and the parser checks whether the tokens are valid tokens or nothing but valid tokens or not. The parser will check and it generates the identifier. So the lexical analyzer generates the tokens, and these tokens are taken by the parser, and the parser generates or validates whether it is a valid token or not. Nothing but it is whether it is a valid identifier or not. If it is a valid identifier, then it is given to the symbol table. So this is the process that takes place here. See here, the lexical analyzer, the source program is given to the lexical analyzer. The lexical analyzer reads character by character and it generates the token, and that token is given to the parser, and the parser checks whether the token is valid token or not. If the token is a valid token, then it gives all the details, all the information of that particular token to the symbol table, and at the same time the parser asks for the next token to the lexical analyzer. So this here the lexical analyzer and the parser does the work parallelly. So the lexical analyzer reads character by character and it generates the token and it gives to the parser. Parser checks whether it is a valid token or not, and meanwhile it requests for a next token. So once the lexical analyzer generates a token, that token is given to the symbol table, and from the parser it validates the token, and once the token is valid, then the parser gives all the information of that particular token to this symbol table. So tokens, what are tokens? Tokens can be the identifiers or constants or operators or any keyword. So anything it can be as a token here. So the source program, what it does here, the lexical analyzer is nothing but it reads the tokens, it reads the characters, it reads the input, and it generates token, and that token is taken by the symbol table. Token is nothing but it's an identifier, and the parser checks whether that identifier is valid or not. If it is valid, it is given back to the symbol table. So it is in the process it does here, and the next is the rest of the compiler is nothing but these are the remaining phases. Here in this role of lexical analyzer, it is going to be done between the first two phases, lexical analysis and syntax analysis. So the functionality of lexical analyzer. So what the lexical analyzer does? So it produces a stream of tokens, and if the token is identifier, then we create in a row symbol table. So just now I told you. So the lexical analyzer, what it does is nothing but the source program is given as an input to the lexical analyzer. The lexical analyzer checks the input character by character, and it generates and it produces a sequence of tokens, and those sequence of tokens is given as an input to the syntax analyzer. So these tokens, once the token is verified, nothing but once the token is an identifier, then it will be placed in a symbol table. So this is the symbol table. If the token is an identifier, the tokens can be identifiers, keywords, constants, operators. If the token is an identifier, then we create a row in a symbol table. So here the row in the symbol table is a data structure. Here in the symbol table, the identifier is placed here. For example, let the identifier will be ID1, let me take, and the details of these identifier will be stored in the symbol table, like the value of these identifier, the scope of these variable, the scope of these identifier, local scope or global scope, all the data of these identifier will be placed here in this symbol table. It removes comments from the source program. So the lexical analyzer is taking the source program, so it removes the comments lines. So the comment lines will be removed. Once it is generating a tokens is nothing but it is eliminating the tokens, it is eliminating the comment lines. It also eliminates the white spaces. The program will compile int space some a b is there. So if it is not a error, but it eliminates it, the program will be compiled, but still it removes the white spaces, blank spaces, tab spaces, and new line character. All these things will be eliminated. It counts line numbers of a source program. Why it counts the line numbers of a source program? Why? Because when an error occurs, so it need to display at which line the error occurred. So nothing but at 6th line the error is occurred or semicolon is missing. So to mention the line numbers, we are going to count how many number of lines are existing in this lexical analyzer. It provides error messages with the corresponding line numbers and column numbers. So to represent the errors and to represent the error messages. So to represent any errors are there. So to show that one, we are going to count the line numbers. So the functionality of lexical analyzer is nothing but it produces a stream of tokens. Once it is producing the stream of tokens, it checks if it is an identifier, then a row is created in the symbol table. So what it does in symbol table is nothing but it is provided with some address, and that identifies all the details will be stored here in this symbol table, and these can be accessed by the remaining phases of the compiler. It removes the comments from the source program. The source program, if any comments are there, any white spaces are there, any tab spaces are there, any new line character is there, all those things will be removed. Even the program compiles, even it is not giving any error, but it removes all those lines. And it also counts how many lines of this program is there. Why? Because when an error is occurred, to show that at particular line the error occurred, to show that we are going to count the number of lines of a program. So next is interface. So what interface here is nothing but whenever lexical phase scans source code and generates a token, if the token is identifier, then it creates an entry in the symbol table. See here, so what it is going to do here is nothing but the source code is going to generate the lexims. Lexims are nothing but the tokens. The token is consisting of two components, that is nothing but token name and attribute value. So these are the two things that it is going to be generating. The token is consisting of two components, token name and attribute value. So this is given to the lexical analyzer. So the lexical analyzer generates tokens, and the tokens is checked by the syntax analyzer. The syntax analyzer validates whether the token is correct one or not. If it is not correct, if it is any having errors, then it moves to give it to the error handler. If the identifier is valid, then it is given for the symbol table. It is given to the symbol table, and parallelly the lexical analyzer does its works and syntax analyzer does its works, and nothing but here it is going to be generating the tokens, and it parallelly it is requesting for the tokens. So line by line it just scans the program character by character, and it generates tokens and given to the syntax analyzer, and the syntax analyzer asks for the next token and it validates. So in this way it is acting like an interface between them. The separation of lexical analysis. So here, to separate the lexical analysis, there are 3 points are there here. We are going to simplify the design of a compiler, and to increase the efficiency of a compiler, to enhance the portability of a compiler. So what we have, the separation of lexical analysis from semantic analysis, from syntax analysis, separation of lexical analysis from syntax analysis. Separation of lexical analysis from syntax analysis. So why we are going to separate lexical analysis from syntax analysis? Why? Because to simplify the design of a compiler, and to increase the efficiency of a compiler, and to enhance the portable of the compiler. So as I told here, the lexical analysis is my first phase and the syntax analysis is my second phase. Lexical analysis is my first phase and syntax analysis is my second phase. If there is no separation, if I combine these two phases, what it is happening is nothing but to simplify the design of a compiler, I am not going to combine these lexical analysis and syntax analysis. Why? Because when this lexical analysis generates tokens, the lexical analysis generates tokens, and these tokens is given to the syntax analysis. This syntax analysis, what it is going to do, it is going to validate the token is a valid identifier or not. If it is a valid identifier, then it is requesting for a token. If they are in separate phase, if they are in lexical analysis and syntax analysis, if they are in separate, they are doing their works parallelly. If I combine these two phases, if I combine these two phases as lexical analysis and syntax analysis as a single phase, I cannot do these two works, to generate the tokens and to validate the tokens. Those two works cannot be done in a single time. So once I need to check the token, if it is a token, I need to give it to the syntax analysis. The syntax analysis checks whether it is a valid or not. If it is valid, then only I will go for the next token. But coming to here, if they are in separate, if the phases are separate, like lexical analysis and syntax, the lexical analysis is going to scan each and every character, and it is generating token, and it is given to the syntax analyzer. Parallelly, the syntax analyzer validates the token, and it is also requesting for the token. So next token will be requested, and it checks the validation of this token, and it will be placed in the symbol table. So these two things are going to be done parallelly. If I combine these two, lexical analysis and syntax analysis, I cannot do all those things in a single time. It takes lot of time, and the process will also be taking much time. So to do that, to simplify the design of a compiler, we are going to separate the lexical analysis and syntax analysis. Next, to increase the efficiency of a compiler. To increase the efficiency of a compiler is nothing but here, the lexical analysis generates patterns. Patterns is nothing but it is done by using a finite automata. Coming to here, the syntax analysis. The syntax analysis will store it in a stack. Nothing but it uses push down automata. Push down automata. PDA is nothing but it is a push down automata. If I combine both finite automata and push down automata, which is the best one? PDA is the best one. But if I combine these two, the finite automata will generate only patterns. It takes less, it generates the patterns very fast. But the push down automata takes more time to generate these patterns or nothing but the tokens. So this push down automata can be used to generate the context free grammar or nothing but to do this or to generate the stack. PDA is going to be taking very less time. So if I combine finite automata and push down automata, so the push down automata will be only opted. Why? Because when compared to finite automata and push down automata is better one we can use. But by using these push down automata, I cannot generate, it takes lot of time to generate the patterns or nothing but the tokens. So that is the reason we are not going to combine this lexical analysis and syntax analysis. So that is nothing but to increase the efficiency of a compiler. We use finite automata for lexical analysis and PDA for syntax phase. Next, to enhance the portability of the compiler. So what is the portability of the compiler? So as we know that we have here, we have 6 phases are there for a phases of a compiler. So the first one is lexical analysis, the second one is syntax analysis, the third one is semantic analysis, the fourth one is intermediate code generator, and the fifth is code optimizer, and the sixth one is the code generator. The first four phases are the machine independent, and the last two phases are the machine dependent. The first four phases are machine independent, and these last two phases are machine dependent. So here the portability of the compiler. So these four phases will work on any operating system, and these two phases will work only on fixed operating system. Nothing but, again, I need to do here, this is nothing but machine dependent. So by doing this, if I combine these two here, the portability of the compiler is not done here. As we know, the front end of the compiler is platform independent if both lexical analysis and syntax analysis are developed in different platforms. So that is nothing but to enhance the portability of the compiler. So the next one is tokens, patterns, and lexemes. So what is a lexeme? Lexeme is nothing but it is a sequence of characters from the source code. So the source program is given here. From this source program, we are going to read the sequence of characters, and it is going to generate, or it is going to produce a sequence of tokens. That is nothing but here lexemes. So token is nothing but it contains two components. The two components are nothing but here the token name and the attribute value. So the token names can be here identifiers, all those, and the attribute value is nothing but we place these tokens in the symbol table, data structure. So to do that, we are going to mention some values for the attribute values. So the token can be identifiers, it can be keywords, it can be constants, special symbols, and operators. But the attribute value will be placed only for the identifiers. So let us take x equal to y plus z. So let us write for these a token and the lexemes and the tokens. So lexemes and the tokens. So here x is a identifier. X is a identifier. Equal to is a operator. Assignment operator. Y is a identifier. Plus is a arithmetic operator, and z is a identifier. So here the identifier, if it is placed in the form of a token, so identifier id comma the value, attribute value, so it is 1. So nothing but when I am giving this one in the symbol table, in the first address id 1 will be placed, and the details, all the data of these identifier are placed over here. Nothing but the identifier value will be placed, and scope of the value is placed. If it is used in any functions, all those data will be placed in this address, in this symbol table. Next, assignment operator. So for assignment operators and constants, for those no value, attribute values are there. So next, y is an identifier. It is placed at second index, nothing but at the second address, id 2. So once it is created, is nothing but it is placed in the symbol table, and all the details of this identifier will be placed over here. Next, arithmetic operator. Next, z is nothing but the identifier, and the value is 3. So identifier 3, and the value, all these things are going to be placed over here. Next, pattern is nothing but it is a rule which is used to validate the lexeme is a valid token or not. So here the lexical analysis, it generates a patterns, and these patterns are going to be checked by using a finite automata. The patterns are going to be checked by using a finite automata. So it is mainly used to validate whether the generated one is a valid token or not. Internally, there will be some rules will be there. By using those rules, it will check that whether this token is valid or not. So the next one is lexical errors and recovery mechanisms. So here there are different types of errors the lexical analysis generates. So nothing but here the spelling mistakes. For example, I am having a main program. I may write here, this is the way I have written. So the spelling mistakes will also be changed. Okay, I have written like this. So nothing but internal these errors will be replaced here. So nothing but this is a spelling mistake. I have written main as MANI. So that will be checked here and that will be changed here. Unmatched strings. Unmatched strings is nothing but here. Let me write here hello and semicolon. So this is a string, but it is an unmatched string. There is no double quotes is there. So these type of errors. So we will be getting different types of errors. The first one is spelling mistakes, and there will be unmatched strings, and there will be illegal characters. For example, int a $. So is it a string? Is it a variable declared? So it is a unmatched, nothing but some illegal characters like $. So these illegal characters are placed. So this is also one type of error here. Exceeding length of an identifier. I'm going to declare an identifier like A, B. So the identifier size is at most we will be declaring 32 characters only. So it should not cross the 32 length. So that is nothing but if you are going to exceeding the length of the identifier, it generates an error. So these errors there will be some recovery mechanisms are there to rectify those errors. Here there are 6 phases are there for us: lexical, syntax, semantic, intermediate, code generator, code optimizer, and code generator. So here we'll be having the error handler. So the error handler checks each and every phase what are the errors we are getting, and it rectifies those errors by using some recovery mechanisms, and it again generates the output to the lexical analysis or the from which phase it is going to get. So the recovery mechanisms are nothing but inserting characters in the existing string. Suppose if I am missing some statements here, I am missing one character. So it will be inserting the characters in the existing string. So deleting characters from existing string. Suppose I have this is the function I have declared. I have declared some extra characters in this. So it won't generate errors. By using these recovery mechanisms, we are going to recover it. So it directly deletes these extra characters. Replacing characters in existing strings. So nothing but we can also replace the characters from the existing strings. Nothing but I can be replaced with a something. We can replace those strings also. Suppose WHILE is the while. So I didn't use here while I didn't use here replacing. So nothing but here we are going to replace the characters in the existing strings. So nothing but I can replace the existing characters. So the next one is swapping characters in existing string. Swapping characters is nothing but WHLIE. So I can swap I to this side. So nothing but I'm going to swap the characters. So these are nothing but the different recovery mechanisms that we are going to use over here. So the role of lexical analyzer is nothing but we are going to discuss what is the functionality of the lexical analyzer, and the functionality of the lexical analyzer is nothing but we are going to generate the stream of tokens. After generating the stream of tokens, also it checks if any tab spaces or if any new line characters or white spaces, all those things will be removed here, and it also count how many number of lines are existing in the program. Because why we are counting is if any error occurred in any place, that will be pointed by using the line number. So the next one is the interface of the program. So interface is nothing but here it scans generates the tokens, and it checks for the requesting for the tokens. So nothing but it is acting like an interface between them, and these two things are working parallelly each other. And the separation of lexical analysis here from the syntax analysis. So why we are going to separate these lexical analysis and syntax analysis instead of combining both in one phase? Why? Because if we combine, we are not going to simplify the design of a compiler. When we are separating these lexical analysis from syntax analysis, we can simplify the design of a compiler. We can also find the efficiency of a compiler. We can also enhance the portability of the compiler. So these are the things we will be benefiting from when we are separating the lexical analysis from syntax analysis. And also tokens, patterns, and lexemes. So lexeme is nothing but the sequence of characters that is generated from the source code when we scan, and the token is nothing but it is consisting of two components like token name and attribute value. And once these tokens are identified, it is placed in the symbol table. And pattern is nothing but it validates whether it is a the lexeme is a valid token or not by applying some rules. The rules will be existing. By using those rules, it checks whether the lexeme is a valid token or not. And also here there are, for every phase we will be getting errors like compilation. When we compile a C program, we will be getting errors. In the same way, here also we will be getting errors. Those errors are recovered by using some recovery mechanisms over here. So this is nothing but the role of lexical analyzer. Thank you.